Okay, we're going to be compositing this image here. We're going to add a glow effect to it. We're going to darken the edges with the vignette and darken the whole overall image itself just a little bit. And so let's get started. One thing though to notice with this render, with what we had so far, it's not, the lighting is off here. It's way too bright down here, and we're getting a shadow casting onto these upper, the lava up here. So what we want to do is we want to, if you look at a lava lamp, the fluid inside makes the light travel all the way evenly around. So there's really no shadows inside the lava lamp itself. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn, let's get off of the screen here, and the lamp that we had in here, this lamp down here, if I can select it, it's this first area lamp really is what it is. Oh, and I can't select it because I didn't have it selectable. But this very first one we added that is actually lighting up all the lava. What we want to do is, with that one selected, go to the Object Data tab, and first thing we'll do is we're going to turn down the amount of light. And I've tested it out, and a 0.2 is what it really should be. And then we're also going to turn off shadows, so no shadow. And okay, that now if we re-render it, we will actually, I've already done that, and it looks like this. So you see it's much better looking. It's, you know, still brighter down here, but it's the right amount. And the green is showing up good. And there's no shadow casting, and it just looks more even. So this is the final image we will be compositing. All right, now to composite it, a couple of things here. Go over to your render, click that little camera there to your render panel, and go down and make sure that under post-processing that compositing is checked. And with that checked, we should be good. Check the layer, yeah. Okay, and now we need to just the easiest way to do it is go up here and change your screen layout to compositing. And then click down here, use nodes, and hit Shift A, go to input and render layers. Let's put this up here. And of course, and this is the final rendered image that we've got. Now let's put an output so we can see. Let's do a viewer output first. And let's connect a noodle across there so we can just see the image in our backdrop. There's our final render. Let's also add a composite node so that way this is what the final image, once again, let's just connect the same one there. So down here is what our final image will actually look like. The viewer nodes are just going to, you can add as many of these as you want, and you can see at different stages throughout the compositing what things look like. But this is your final outcome up here. Okay. First thing we're going to do is we're going to add some glow effect here. So what we want to do is Shift A and just add, go down to filter, go down to blur, and just add a blur node here. And let's zoom in a little. Maybe not that much. Let's move these a little closer. So we can zoom in. Okay, now go ahead and add your noodle down to your image, and then change this to fast Gaussian. And on the X value, let's put 100. And on the Y value, put 100. And our size, let's put our size at 0.8. So, okay, now let's add a Shift A. Let's add another viewer node here so we can see what we've got so far. So you can see the blur that is caused, and this is actually what it's going to be, our glow effect. So now all we have to do is add a mix node. Go down to color, mix, and now we have to bring our image to this bottom one here, and then we just need to turn our factor down to about a 0.8, or maybe a little higher. As we lower this, it creates more of the blur effect, or it adds that blur effect to it, so it creates that glow. So 0.7, 0.8 might work, somewhere in there. We'll play around with this and see what we like when we get the other nodes involved. So now let's go ahead and select the blur node and shift select the mix node. Hit Control G, and we created a group. Now to edit this group, just make sure it's selected, hit Tab, and it will open it up. Now let's change the name of this to Glow, so it has something meaningful. And let's delete one of these so that we can clean this up a little bit and drag this back down here. Since they both have the same input, we may as well make it clean. Okay, now we can just tab out of that, and now we've got a glow node by itself. And now the next thing we want to add is a vignette. And so what we want to do is we want to add Shift A, go down to Distort, add Lens Distortion. And let's drag our image down there. And now we want to add a math node, so Shift A, go up to Converter there, and go to Math. Drag that down there. And we want to switch this to greater than. We want to set our value to 0. And Shift A. And now we want to add another blur node, so go up to Filter, Blur. Let's get this viewer node up out of the way. Okay, connect that. And now we want to add another mix node. So Shift A, Color, Mix. And see, we'll drop this one on the bottom here. Okay, and let's add another viewer node so we can see our output. Okay. And let's change this distortion, this lens distortion. Gives like a fisheye look, is what we want. Let's put the distort at 1. And then the blur node, we need to put fast Gaussian. And then we want to put our values here at 256 by 256. And this, you can see the darkened edges here. That's the look we're going for. It's these darkened edges. And this is a I learned this from Andrew Price. Oops. Put that right there on the image, on the mix node. And then We want to change this to multiply, by the way. I knew there was something wrong there. Okay, now you can see these edges are a little more darkened. And if we change our size, you can see how it darkens the edges even more. But anyway, yeah, I learned this from Andrew Price. Many of you, I'm sure, know who Andrew Price is. If you don't, you've probably been living under a rock, evidently. But just in case you're new to Blender and you don't know who he is, check out his site at blenderguru.com. He's got some pretty awesome stuff there, too. Okay, now, let's go ahead and select all these. Shift select that, shift select that, shift select that, and Control G group them, and tab, and we'll just call this Vignette. So Vignette. I hope I spelled that right. And for some reason, okay. Now, let's clean this up again too. And boom, and tab out. So now we have our vignette. And we actually want our vignette to be after this, so let's change this. So it goes to the glow first, then a vignette. Now I'm going to add another multiply node or mix node. So Shift A, color, mix. We'll let that go right in between, just like that. Change this to multiply. And now that didn't change anything that you can see necessarily, but if we change this color, if we just drop the color down, we can darken the image. So we can darken it to where we want. Not really sure where I want it. That thing's in the way. All right. Let's change our glow a little bit more. Let's go to a factor of 7, perhaps. See what that looks like. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Let's maybe darken the edges a little more. Not sure what I'm going for. Just kind of playing around with these things. See what I like. We'll go with that for now. I think what we'll add too is a, let's go down to, yeah, color, and go down to hue correct. And let's add this as well. Okay. And let's back this up a bit so we can see the image better. Kind of get some of these nodes out of the way. Okay, let's take this one right here. Oh, first go to H for hue. Hue, saturation, and I can't think. Mine went blank. Oh well. Hue. And grab this one right here and just drag that down a bit. And you can see how it changes when we let go. And we can play with it until we get something we like. Not sure what I like yet. Let's go to some extremes here. Let's go way up here and see what that does. Yeah, I like it better down here. Maybe we can. But you can see how this can really, you can change all kinds of things just by playing around with hue. Well, you can just, do something to your liking. Yeah, that looks awful. Yeah, I don't think I like any of that. Reset curve, there we go. Start over again. Oh well. Okay, you get the idea. So you can just hit this to minimize that, and then we can just go to default and hit F11, and well, we have to re-render it, I guess. Oh no, we don't. What am I doing? Well, I forgot to. So basically, here is our original output. It should be. It's not. Doesn't seem to be changing. And then our glow. I don't know why the original is not changing. And then our final output. So we want our final output. Oh, this is the compositor. That's why. Here's our original view. Then the glow, and then the final output. So what we want to do is change this one here to our final output, since this is our composite image here. As you can see, it says composite. And now, when we go to default view and hit F11, we can see the final view. And all we got to do is change the hues around to get something we like. I'm not quite satisfied with that, but you get the idea. Just play around with it till you find something you like. That should be it. I can't think of anything, but well, I hope you enjoyed this and hope you learned something. All right, thank you.